On the news, House Minority Caucus pledges support to unite opposition fronts. National Assembly legislative aides begin training to advance legislative effectiveness. Edo Assembly sets up committee to investigate former speaker. Good evening and welcome to NTA Parliament News, reaching you from Abuja. I am Abubakar Galadima. Thank you for joining us. We begin the news with a report that the Senate is ready to revisit the whistleblowing bill, which was passed in March 2022, but was stalled after it was not assented to by the immediate past administration. The Chairman Senate Committee on Labor, Employment and Productivity gave the assurance while playing host to a delegation of the African Regional Organization of the International Trade Union Confederation, ITUC Africa, alongside representatives of the Nigerian Labour Congress NLC. The advocacy call was simple: the need for an enhanced legislative framework to curb the menace of illicit financial flows in the region, kleptocracy, and address issues surrounding budget padding.
If you extrapolate the African Union's report on illicit financial flow, it also showed us kleptocracy in a sense, because it says that illicit financial flow activity is about 65% of what goes out of on the continent. 30% is criminal activities that is linked to money laundering, drugs, and what have you. Then 5% is the kleptocracy aspect that we talk about.
Because one of the things maybe the FCC has not really researched to is why did the enthusiasm to blow the whistle decrease? Because of issues of retaliation. People were victimized.
Statesmanship in terms of oversight duties is therefore critical and germane, particularly in collaboration with the anti-graft agencies of government.
We should not be kleptomaniac in appointments, employments, award of contracts, benefits on employment, beneficiaries of employment. When we want to do empowerment, we should remove self and allow then the generality of Nigerians to enjoy. We would work with you. Anywhere, any bill from any organization that feel that this bill needs to be passed, we're ready to collect all the bills and then make representation for all the process that will take for us to edify our country.
The Minority Caucus of the House of Representatives has pledged support for efforts to unite Nigeria's opposition parties and political leaders under a common platform, warning that a divided opposition could give the ruling All Progressive Congress APC an advantage in the next general election. The caucus made its position known during a meeting with a delegation of leaders and stakeholders of the emerging G100 coalition, which is advocating cooperation among opposition parties ahead of the 2027 general election. At the meeting, the leader of the G100 opposition group, Salihu Lukman, said the engagement was a follow-up to an open letter issued by opposition stakeholders expressing concerns over division within the opposition camp.
If we continue the way we are going, we are almost going to replay 2023 scenario. And it's almost like a case of handing over victory to the ruling party, and then we'll go back to square one.
We use this opportunity to call on all opposition stakeholders, particularly the leaders of the various parties and presidential candidates, to begin to develop the attitude of working together.
The National Assembly has unveiled a 5-week annual training program for its legislative aides, termed Advanced Program for Legislative Aides Enhancing Legislative Effectiveness in the final phase of the 10th National Assembly. National Assembly correspondent Joshua Ogunjide reports that the clerk of the National Assembly used the occasion to call for a special salary scheme for staff.
The event marks the beginning of the final phase of the tenure of federal legislators in both chambers of the 10th National Assembly, with research and the legislative environment changing due to technology and the handling of sensitive information. The 26 to equip legislative aides with technical and soft skills required for their work. The sessions will feature experienced parliamentary practitioners sharing their experiences with younger aides, alongside presentations on legislative procedures and practices.
As executive support personnel, the quality of the research you undertake, the advice you provide, the information you present, and the condition you facilitate to directly influence the effectiveness or otherwise on your principles is paramount.
Now, this is the biggest legislative platform in the whole of Africa. I quote him. If that is so, you are a part of a big thing, a big deal. And also, we are introducing a mix. In this time and age of ICT, we also want to see the place of AI, artificial intelligence, in bettering or improving on whatever we have been doing.
The management of the National Assembly is also expected to address issues including staff severance packages, institutionalized training, professional development, and partisan politics in the civil service.
Because where you are now, you are supposed to be political office holders. And if that is right, revenue mobilization is supposed to come out with a unique template for you. But I'm not sure that is where we are. So that issue is still under consideration. I don't want to go back there. I'm just reminding you that I made a case for a special salary scale for legislative aides. Those of you who intend to participate actively in partisan politics, particularly those who intend to seek elective offices, must understand the applicable law and administrative requirements.
The activities of the Nigeria's National Assembly Legislative Aids Forum, NASLAV, bring together the legislative aides from both chambers of the National Assembly and neighboring African countries to discuss issues relating to their work and professional development. In Abuja, Joshua Ogunjide, NT News.
The Director General of the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies, NILS, Professor Abubakar Olariwaju Suleiman, has commended the Nigerian Television Authority (NTA) for its role in promoting credibility, objectivity, and national unity. He stated this during a courtesy visit by the management of NTA Parliament to the Institute. National Assembly correspondent Amina Said reports.
Professor Abubakar says the media has a role to play in strengthening democracy, and NTA's coverage of legislative activities helps keep citizens informed.
Upon urging our government to do more in the area of funding, in the area of providing all the logistics, so that the tentacle will not stop at which it is now. It should continue spreading beyond the south of our continent.
Acting General Manager of NTA Parliament, Lami Ali, says the partnership reflects the shared commitment of both institutions towards promoting good governance. She expressed readiness to deepen collaboration through knowledge sharing and professional engagement.
NILS provides the research depth and technical expertise, while NTA Parliament provides the platform and reach. Together, we have ensured that key reforms in legislative practice, transparency, and citizen partnership are not just done, but seen, understood, and owned by the people that we serve.
NILS and NTA have sustained a partnership over the years, and a renewed engagement is expected to further consolidate the relationship and explore new areas of mutual benefit. Amina Saidu, NTA News.
The House of Representatives is advising federal universities to make themselves available for scrutiny when members undertake legislative duties at their various institutions. This was stated during an oversight visit by the House Committee on University Education to assess the implementation of the 2025 budget at the University of Ilorin. National Assembly correspondent Mohammed Rabiu Ali reports.
The oversight engagement by the House of Representatives Committee on University Education to Uni Ilorin is part of the core mandate to promote accountability and transparency. Members of the committee, while engaging the management of the university, said they noted infractions on establishment, internally generated revenue, as well as spendings without appropriation. Vice Chancellor Ebewole acknowledged the observations made by the committee with a promise to correct them in the interests of the system.
It's indeed an eye-opener. Attention has been called to a number of issues which we need to look at for the progress and development of our university. And I want to believe that it is important for constant engagement, for us to identify gray areas, some of the issues that we need to collaborate on for the development of higher education in Nigeria.
The committee is expected to visit other institutions. Muhammad Rabiu Ali, NTA News.
The Yobe State House of Assembly has passed a bill to establish and enforce minimum standard for senior secondary education and approved the appointment of 5 additional special advisors to Governor Mai Mala Buni. Adam Yusuf Ali completes the report.
Efforts to strengthen the quality of senior secondary education in Yobe State have received a legislative boost following the passage of a bill establishing and enforcing minimum standards for senior secondary education, as well as management of Yobe State Senior Secondary Education Fund.
Clean copy before set of the bill. Those in favor say ayes, controls in the ayes have it. When my colleague we can go through the clean copy of the bill. So I will see yesterday we observed if it is activated in the main bill before we pass it.
A legislation which was passed for third reading after consideration by lawmakers is expected to enhance education standards, improve oversight, and ensure sustainable funding for senior secondary education across the state. In a related development, lawmakers also approved the appointment of 5 additional special advisors to Governor Mai Mala Buni to support the administration in the effective discharge of its responsibilities.
Mr. Speaker and honorable colleagues, we approved these 5 special advisors to give additional appointment to our political alliance. So we have a lot of people who are supporting this party, but they do not get any appointment, as they are supposed to be included in this government. These advisors, most of them are experts, have experience, and of course, they will bring the best to the table of the governor to help you to transform the state.
The decisions reflect the Assembly's commitment to advancing education reforms and strengthening governance through responsive legislation and executive support. In Damaturu, Adam Yusuf Ali, NTA News.
You are watching the news on NTA Parliament. Thanks for your time. From the Edo State House of Assembly, a 5-member ad hoc committee has been set up to investigate allegations of corruption and mismanagement leveled against the former Speaker, Blessing Agbegaku. The new Speaker, Yakini Idiaye, says the move is to ensure transparency and accountability. State Assembly correspondent Obehi Otobo reports.
The former Speaker of the 8th Edo Assembly was suspended minutes after he officially announced his resignation. The new leadership of the 8th Assembly, led by the Speaker, has also officially informed the State Governor, Senator Monday Okpebholo, of the development in the state's second arm of government.
Let me also advise the members of the House. Dialogue is always the key. For almost 2 years now, there has never been crisis in the House. And I pray that in another 2 years, there will be no crisis in the House.
Since the incident occurred, the atmosphere around and within the Anthony Enaro complex continues to be without rancor. Another sitting day commenced as scheduled, with the new Speaker Yakini Idiaye presiding. He announced that in line with the House rules, a 5-man committee to be chaired by the member representing Orion South has been constituted to investigate all factors that led to the former Speaker's suspension.
The former Speaker is our colleague, it's been our colleague, and we have very high regard for him. I want to, in view of that, I want to constitute a committee to investigate the allegation levied against him. I want to appeal to this 5-member committee to go to investigate the former speaker and report back to the House in 2 weeks.
The Speaker also dissolved all House standing committees and mandated the Edo State Police Command to ensure that the former Speaker complies with the directive to return all government property, especially vehicles, still in his possession. In Benin, Obehi Utobo, NTA News.
Joining us now to speak further on developments in the Edo State House of Assembly following the resignation of Speaker Blessing Egbebako and the emerging of Yekini Idiaye as the new Speaker is Francis Okeye, former Speaker, Edo State House of Assembly. Welcome to the program. What does the sudden resignation of Blessing Egbebako reportedly against the backdrop of moves to impeach him tell us about the level of division within the Edo State House of Assembly?
These are contestations very common, in a house, in the legislative house, where you have, for instance, in the Edo State 24-member house, 24 different ideas, 24 different perceptions, 24 different interests. So there are bound to be contestations. And if you go to the boiling point, where it is made known to the presiding officer, who is the speaker right now, that he has two options. The members have gathered enough, interest to have him removed. Like what the constitution provided is two-thirds majority. So if the House believe that they have gotten the two-thirds majority and they want to move against the leadership, definitely. Because they are reasonable people, they made it known to him. Otherwise, the speaker could, while presiding, be taken by shock.
Yekini Idiaye has now emerged as speaker with reports pointing to the assembly's zoning arrangements as a major factor. How significant is this zoning principles in understanding today's leadership change?
The zoning arrangement is a structured covenant. It balances the tension in a democracy. It is not a law. You will not find where it is stated in the House of Assembly rule or the law that established that there must be this zoning principle. No, it is not there. But the Constitution respects the principle of federal character. So they believe that in a democracy, you must learn to respect the diversity of our society. So if a particular zone produces the governor and another produces the deputy governor, the third one, when there are three territorial districts, should be allowed to, for equity's sake, to produce the speaker. But these are mere approaches.
There are some allegations about the former speaker's leadership, including claims of poor performance and corruption. How should the public assess these allegations, and what accountability mechanisms are available within the assembly?
They have all the powers. They have, quasi-judicial power. They can do all kinds of investigation. They can get evidences from anywhere they want to get, and then come back, with a finding. But they could also choose to push it to the agencies of the federal, of the government that are, specifically endowed with the structure and a responsibility to investigate crime.
What should Edo residents be watching for now? Will this leadership change improve the functioning of the assembly, or could it deepen the political tension between the legislature and the state government?
I don't think there is any tension between the legislature and the state government. The governor we have is a very solid man of wisdom. He really doesn't talk. But I think that I'm even surprised that he has this huge level of wisdom to manage issues. So I have not seen the House. They have been very, very cordial, I think so. But What are we going to look out for? The new leadership know that they are now in the eyes of the storm. People are watching out. What's different are you going to present to the people? If you say Mr. A was not doing well, so what's new now? This is a very serious challenge that the new leadership will want to do something much better, much more liberal, much more egalitarian and people-oriented.
Thank you for your time, Honorable Francis Okeye, former Speaker, Edo State House of Assembly. Moving on, giving to the less privileged is a shared responsibility requiring individuals and organizations to create opportunities and support for vulnerable members of society. This was the message at the median launch and award presentation of the Strength Way Charity Foundation, which brought together stakeholders committed to the promoting social responsibility and support members of society in need. Amina Saidu reports.
The maiden launch brought together individuals and stakeholders committed to humanitarian causes and creating opportunities for the less privileged. For the founder of Strength Way Charity Foundation, Bridget Everett Abon, establishing the foundation fulfills a lifelong dream to continue the legacy of her late parents by touching lives and giving back to society.
I watched my dad give out a lot to charity, trained a lot of orphans, including his relatives. And when he passed on, my mom followed in his footsteps. So I felt I should take up their legacy and take it forward and to a more formal level, because they were doing it with their mega salary on their own personal level. So I felt I should honor them and take up their legacy.
The event also featured the presentation of awards to individuals who have contributed to the foundation's humanitarian efforts. Among those honored was Philomena Pohol of NTA headquarters Abuja.
I didn't know that the little things I've been doing, they were thinking about them, they were putting them together. To have said, come today, let's give you an award of appreciation. It simply means that I'm encouraged to do more. With the less privilege, I like to help. That's just I like to help.
When you do these things, that same charity, you may feel you're not noticed, but somewhere, as people are noticing it, that is how God is recognizing you. So I feel quite honored to be one of the awardees this day.
Strength Way Charity Foundation says collective action, compassion, and sustained intervention are necessary to address poverty and support vulnerable members in the society. Amina Saidu, NTA News.
That concludes the news on NTA Parliament. You can follow us for this and other programs on our social media handle displayed on your screen. Thank you for watching. I am Abubakar Galadima. Have a lovely good night.